All right, we're guerrilla filming this, you guys. So let's talk about Jon Jones, DC, potential for a third fight between the two of them because Jon Jones is calling out DC. He wants him bad. But really what he wants is he wanted DC to be more excited for his victory when he won the title, because I think a lot of you guys have probably seen the footage of DC's reaction to Jon Jones winning the title. Now, let's be honest. Did anybody expect DC to jump out of his seat with excitement? Probably not. But if you've seen the clip, and DC was like, okay, I'm going to explain to you exactly why he made that face. And Jon Jones has some thoughts on it also that I'm going to read to you, and they are hilarious. And then I want to talk about the likelihood that they could potentially even fight again at heavyweight. So, yeah. I like filming like this when I'm in the mood to just like laugh. Like I feel like I'm in the mood where I wish all of you guys were like in the room with me right now so that I could like, throw a ball across the room at one of my buddies and then like, what? That was that was going nowhere, dude. I just feel like joking around right now and laughing. So I'm going to film on my webcam. That's what we're doing. Okay. So by the way, I completely hosed myself with the algorithm this weekend. I learned a valuable lesson, but I need your guys' help to get back in the good graces. I have 3 fire videos right now, but I need you guys to please, if you are still someone who has not subscribed to the channel, please do that. It's like the candy at the front of the store. You take the candy, you leave the quarter. Okay. But in my situation, you could take all the candy that you want. Okay. This is unlimited, dude. There's 1,200 pieces of candy. You can have them all. You just have to click subscribe, 1 quarter. So I appreciate you guys doing that. We'll handshake it. I appreciate it. Also, launched a new channel yesterday, Jesse on Fire After Hours. You guys can go follow that. There's already a ton of new content on there. There's going to be more coming every single day. And also, I need to thank Yo Kratom because Yo Kratom is the best place to get Yo Kratom. What? Best place to get Kratom online, $60 kilograms, $100 kilograms if you like it capsuled. They have all the different strains. You'll love it. Yo Kratom. Anyway, so Jon Jones is, I would call Jon Jones America's greatest troll fighter. Like, when he started interacting with DC prior to the fight, I think that DC is going to call my fight and he's going to be completely unbiased. And I think he's going to do an amazing job because he's a professional. I think we'd be friends. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Who said he's gaslighting him? Who was the guy who said he's definitely gaslighting DC? Who is that? I can't remember. I feel like I know him. I feel like I might know him well. I might be looking at his face in the Finder right now because it was me. I said that, dude. I absolutely said that immediately. I was like, you guys, if you ever have to ask, is Jon Jones gaslighting DC? The answer is yes, he probably is, okay? Even if he is kind of being genuine, assuming that DC did get a little bit mad, Jon Jones would laugh at that, okay? Jon Jones will always laugh at DC's tears. That's what you have to understand. Whether Jon Jones sounds genuine or not, he will always laugh at DC's tears. That's just what it is, okay? Now, I will point you in the direction of Jon Jones's post-fight speech, right? Like, Jon Jones, he's like, it's one of the reasons I like him, to be honest, is and again, I feel like I always have to throw a disclaimer. I don't condone any of the stuff that he's done outside the octagon. The guy's insane. He shot a gun outside of his car while he was drinking, and he's all the stuff. Believe me, I get it. But he's funny, man. He thanked Jesus 10 times, and then they were like, what do you think about Francis? He's like, Francis has a big old pussy. All that muscle and a big-ass pussy. Come on, dude. That's hilarious, okay? Thank you, Jesus, Lord and Savior. That's your line about, I mean, come on, dude. So again, same concept. DC, I think DC can do a really good job calling my fight. I think he'll be totally unbiased. What do you think about that, DC? Huh? Come on, DC. Look, I've turned another cheek. Say something negative about me. Go ahead, DC. Say something negative. So, and by the way, people who always say, oh, look at this guy. Another guy using, I posted that on Twitter that DC, why do I always do that? That Jon Jones was gaslighting DC. They're all, another guy overusing the word gaslighting. Actually, this is the exact, perfect, accurate usage of the word gaslighting. Gaslighting is where you are saying something that you know to be true, or you're basically driving your opponent crazy. You're acting as if something's not there that they know is there, okay? So like, as an example, right? If you were going to bring, the divisive nature of the country into this thing, you would be like, let's say that like you were someone who believed in that the virus originated in, a specific building in a certain city, right? And then you were a person that was like, anyone who believes that this thing came from that building is a lunatic, is an absolute lunatic. And then, 2 years later, and it was like, all the experts were like, yeah, it turns out that it did come from that building. If you were a person who knew that you said that, and you knew that it drove these people over here crazy, and you really don't like them, then what you would do is you would go, it's unbelievable how those people over there were constantly saying that it didn't come from a building. I called it. I said from the beginning, it definitely came out of that building over there. I'm the one who said it. Knowing that they're going to see it and they're going to pull their hair out and want to kill you. That's gaslighting, okay? That is the definition of gaslighting. That's the best definition of gaslighting you're ever going to see, okay? You know that what you're saying is going to drive them crazy, and you say it anyway because you're gaslighting them, okay? That's gaslighting. So, when Jon Jones, I think, listen, I think that DC has really matured as a man. I think that he's going to be able to be totally unbiased. Gaslighting, okay? Understand now? Not overused. Exactly perfectly used. So after the fight, DC's face was like, he's all. The part of this story that no one is bringing up when they show that clip is that if you cut DC out of it and you just showed Rogan, who obviously likes Jon Jones, he did exactly the same thing. And they did it for the same, well, I don't know about the exact same reason, but I think they did it for the same reason, which was they didn't understand what just happened. Because like I said, I don't know if you guys watched the clip I had yesterday with 10-7 MMA, but Justin James from Extreme Couture, UFC fighter, coach of at Extreme Couture, we were like, it seemed like Cyril was not in trouble because he wasn't like even doing stage 1 defense. Like he was up against the fence. He almost looked like he stuck his neck out there, but he wasn't, he wasn't fighting. He wasn't doing anything. So it looked like he wasn't in trouble. It was kind of a weird position. And so when he tapped, it was just like, what happened? So that's why I think DC really did it. But nonetheless, it sets up an amazing moment for Jon to do this. So Jon says this. This is what he said. He said, my man couldn't even pretend to smile. It was pretty funny. Asking what happened, an experienced former champion and analyst suddenly not being able to identify a guillotine. Oh, man. That's funny. That's going to make DC mad. That's going to make him mad, dude. It's going to make him mad. It's going to make him mad. Because do you know why? Because Jon knows exactly why DC did that. He knows that it looked weird, that I'm sure it looked weird. They were also on the other side of the cage, right? And so he's like, oh yeah. So he didn't even know what a guillotine is. Gaslight. He's gaslighting him. Okay. That's what gaslighting is. He knows that DC knows exactly what a guillotine is. And he knows that, assuming that he's watched the tape, he knows it was kind of weird, that Cyril was not defending at all. And it was just kind of crunched up against him. It was weird. That was a weird submission, dude. I don't care what anybody says. It looked weird. So, and it speaks to Jon's ability to administer pressure while guillotining their neck over, or I guess it'd be over this more. Anywho, here's all I know. I love their rivalry and I want them to fight. I want it, dude. Give it to me. Give me that fight. Give me that fight, please. I've been saying this for years, and I've been saying it for different reasons. Now, before I had this, like when I first started the Jesse on Fire brand, TikTok, before I moved to YouTube, I had this vision of Jon Jones moving up to heavyweight and DC and him having their third fight at heavyweight and DC finally triumphantly dispatching of Jon Jones and then retiring and it being like the most incredible ending to a career you could possibly have. Then DC, fought Stipe 2 more times and it was like, oh man, like nothing could have been better. Nothing could have been better for a storybook career ever, fill in ever another 25 times than had DC moved up to heavyweight, starched Stipe, Jon Jones comes up. That's his next fight at heavyweight. I mean, he could do the Derek Lewis fight, whatever. But not fight Stipe again or win the Stipe fight again, whatever. But having not lost at heavyweight, Jon Jones finally comes back. He comes back at heavyweight, and DC decisively beats Jon Jones. Boom, retired, bam. He would have cried like a baby in the opposite direction, right? It would have been amazing. That would have been amazing. But it wasn't to be. So let's do it now. Let's do that now. Anyway, like I said, subscribe to the channel. Help me get back in the good grace of the algorithm. I love you guys. Peace.